Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode 2 of What If Civilization Started Over. I'm not doing a recap of the last episode because I'm hoping y'all watched it. So, this is my third attempt at recording this. So, China is released as a country in this world, and they expand a little up here, but they expanded a lot around already. They started around in here and they went up and they also started with this and then they went and then they finally connected up around and they expanded their territory to about that. It looks much larger from up close. And now the orange team. What is the orange team doing? So the monarch of the orange team is is basically he has two sons. Well, he's going to croak, and he has two sons born at the same time. They're identical twins, born at the same time. They don't remember who was born first, and that's a problem. As now their country breaks into a succession crisis, a civil war over the succession crisis that they face. So there's basically an expansionist dictator on one side who agrees with the actions that happened in Cyprus, and the other doesn't. And the Cyprus action, though, and the orange team has expanded a lot as well. Curtis and the lime team has expanded to counter. Now, these guys split in two. The good leader, the actually pretty nice and good leader, is going to be on this side. Though the bad evil leader is going to be on the other side, and in the opening days of this war, the front lines go pretty well for the leader that wants to have a peaceful agenda and apologize to the other country, to the Cyprus country, and groups are starting to just come over to them without any questions to it. They just want to join them. And the orange team is perplexed. Like, guys, what the heck is going on? Panic! And they immediately start panicking as they send out a lot of their forces into this country, and it's not going well. I could just say that it's not going well, and meanwhile, these guys actually do something good on the front lines. Depending on which side you are, you think this is either good or bad. I'm hoping you're on the side of the good leader because this bad leader is just going to destroy the country. And this leader who is actually fit for lead takes over all of this territory, and the orange team's land over here surrenders over. And at this point, the orange team was going to have to accept their fall from grace. And yet, I will see you after I make this peace treaty. Okay, anyway, I'm back with this peace treaty. What? What the heck? So this is what the peace treaty was supposed to look like, and These guys just lag. Well, oh wait, I have to keep up. Those borders, because those borders are the provincial borders. Okay, so yeah, this basically is going to be the that a lot of they expand up north a little as well. So these guys, Orange Mesopotamia, got wasted in this war. The Orange Mesopotamians are kind of just embarrassed by how badly their country did in this war. I mean, they just did a whole bunch of sucking. No, the capital is going, the new capital for the yellow team is going to be put in this major city away from this border and away from the Cyprus border because these guys are still with the dictator. And now this expansionist dictator is not going to take the embarrassment. Well, so the dictator, instead of taking it well, because they never do, instead is going to become expansionist, and they're not doing it well. Yeah, being expansionist and being good at expansionism is not the same thing. Like, if anything, Cyprus is more justified for this expansion than you because Cyprus has a lot of people inside it, inside its borders. Fun fact. Cyprus is one of the most populated countries on this map. Well, if it was sized up to Orange Team size, it would probably be one of, like, if not the most populated. But it's not. So, boo-hoo, go cry about it. And, the Orange Team is getting over crying about their last big issue. So instead of about that, crying about that, sorry, I had to pause the video. No, these guys are getting over getting their butt kicked. So of course they're going out and crying about it to some people that they have never met before. Great. And I bet the dictator's doing well. Right now, I bet he's sulking. And a couple of days later, an operation happens. These guys invade into the capital, take out the dictator, and leave. And this just leaves these guys in anarchy, though he's like 30, so, well, not really, but he's like 20, so he has a wife and children, and his wife takes over, who is even more evil than him. That's right. She has a bunch of big policies that she wants to roll out. And of course, this is good. When you hear about a leader having a bunch of new policies, it's usually a good thing, right? No, not with the dictator, not with a dictatorial country. That's a bad thing. Like North Korea threatening nuclear annihilation if anybody touches Kim Jong Un. Listen, I get you worship him, but But I don't get worshipping a person to the point where he will literally get nukes launched for him. Out of the people's respect! Launched for him. He launched at the West to avenge him. His dying wishes of the West getting exterminated. Yep, very dictatorial. And there's obviously not nukes. And if so, these guys probably wouldn't have them because they're not strong enough to produce a nuke. They actually have none of the capabilities to make a nuke. So they probably will have to expand a little before they had those capabilities. And do a lot of it too, because these guys also won't have capabilities for a while. Nobody has capabilities right now, but if they did, if somebody had capabilities, it would more likely be like a Chinese country, maybe? Because the Chinese country is actually pretty peaceful. Though then again, why would they need nukes if they're peaceful? Unless you have like an imperialist neighbor. But in this case, they're the imperialist neighbor who just lost half their territory. Though the imperialist neighbor just lost half their territory as well, so I don't know about them being an imperialist neighbor because they can't even keep their own land, let alone be imperial. So quickly, it's starting to show that these guys are really down bad from their last loss in their civil war. Or, in these guys' eyes, the freedom movement. And these guys are far from their perch that they once had. Now, the Lime Team. The Lime Team has done a lot of expansion to counter the Orange Team. I forgot to mention that in the summary of what had happened in my previous recordings. But yeah, they had basically been trying to match the Orange Team's dominance, and they still are trying to match what they're doing because they're still expanding at a rapid rate, and they're still worried about this. Though they're not under this dictator anymore, they're under the wife. Even worse. Oh, and I gotta do something real quick, so while I do this, this is your subscribe break. You gotta make sure you're subscribed. That's right, I'm giving the audience a job. Make sure you're subscribed. Okay, advertisements aside, it really helps. My ego. And my urge to keep going on this channel. Every time I record, I don't know if I want to make another episode. Like I used to want to make these episodes. But every new subscribe makes me feel more confident that people want to actually watch this. And when you feel like people actually want to watch your content, you just create more. Though I am going to be announcing an upload schedule, which will probably look like a system where there's like maybe 2 Wixo videos a week. Saturday and Sunday Wixo videos. Sunday and Saturday night Wixo. Saturday and Sunday night Wixo will be the new biggest sport. That's right. Saturday and Sunday night Wixo! Only on Amazon Prime. Let's go, baby! Let's go, baby! Wixo Saturday and Sunday night Wixo, baby. And anyway, the purple team. The purple team is a weak country that has no reason to exist at all, so besides blocking out the blue team right now. But there probably will be a reason for it later down the line in the series, lore-wise. If I ever make cinematics for the series, well, that's why I'm not to the point of making cinematics, so if I keep going at pace I am going. This is a Sunday video, so I have like 25 weeks to figure it out, or I reach like the episode 50. If I want to like start implementing cinematics there, or should I, or like I want to do earlier on in the series cinematics. Though, anyway, the red team is going to make a move that will prove them as a big expansionist empire. That's one thing they wanted to avoid. They wanted to keep a reputation of that one country that got their butts handed to them in their civil war, but no, they're expanding and taxing like these guys. Like as much as can be, and they're starting to think. People are starting to think, is the red team like really this country that is like, oh, we'll be sorry for them? And then they think, no, because the red team is still expanding out their borders. And at this point, the red team is making the largest voyage in history from here to here. Though they make longer with here all the way down to here, which is pretty big of a voyage. Now, the red team is starting to hold that over. They're now the world is turned bloody. So, with the effects on the environment, the Chinese country will immediately be like, "What have you done?" And everyone will be like, "What has the red team done?" But anyway, the red team is going to unite with the blue team and all these guys to form the Federation of Red State. Just kidding. Though the blue team realizes that the red team is probably going to expand out up here. Yeah, the red team is going to explore this and immediately claim it, so what's the point of coloring in the Explorer when you can just color it in the lime color? And the lime team is kind of gone to a point where it's concerningly imperialist. Like, this might make for a future empire. And remember how I said either the red team becomes an empire or the lime team becomes an empire? Red team becomes a trade empire, the lime team becomes a strongest country in the world, or the blue team collapses. Guess what? Which one's going to happen? In today's episode is going to be, unfortunately, it's going to be, just check, let's talk with the stability layer and see. So notice how the blue team has low stability? That might be what the problem is. Now, the stability of the blue team is not that bad when you think about it. Now they're down to a red stability, but now they're down to a dead stability, as their stability is bad. Time for Civil War! Do-do-do! So the Civil War begins with the immediate and immediately I'm going to do the major cities layer and the capitals layer just to show this. Wait, no, these guys are going to make them the Scream Rebellion. No, the Cream Rebellion. Well, it's more of a coup d'etat. The coup d'etat of the Green. The Green. Oh, lips. Now the coup d'etat in the capital is going to happen, taking out the country, and this part of the country is going to be declaring their loyalty to this new government. They take out the leader has been taken out. Well, one of the aristocrats is taken out. Just not all the aristocrats, really. No, the guys realize that the aristocrats are like a big figureheads as like, hey, these are our strong men of the country. Like these are our big guys. Like these guys are the strong guys. Strong big dudes. Well, not really, they're not strong or big. Now they consult the provinces as they want peace. The purple team going to be consulting the province families as they take over this because they need because anyway. These guys take over all of this territory. Now these are going to take over the rest of. Anyway, this is going to be what the next thing to follow is. Yeah, this yellow team is going to take out all of this territory in this treaties. Yeah, this is how I make the treaties, and the blue team is going to be taking out all of this territory. And on the capital layer, I'm going to have to give them a new capital. Anyway, yeah, this map doesn't look that good with the province layer on it right now because the provinces are like, ugh, because the countries aren't here right now, right there. Because the countries are bigger than their provinces, mostly. Yeah, every country besides the Cypriots have their provinces out of date. Great. God, I have to update all of these. And the guys have the strangest province borders in history. I gotta have to explain that. Like, I'm just going to make this long noodle a province, probably. Anyway, we are going to be heading over to our good old friend, the capital layer. In the capital layer, well, first, there's also got to be a country. Turn on our civilization. And you see there's only 2 major cities for the capital to go in. Yeah, they choose for the capital to go over here by the coast. And yeah, this rebellion over here is sure the blue team it kinda needs its like sort of vengeance. Right now, these guys need vengeance, like, so badly. They need vengeance. So the blue team is going to just colonize over here and say, haha, we on this now. We traded you for a much better piece of land. And they're like, this is exactly why we broke away. To prove. And now you're proving our point. And they're like, oh, shoot. And the blue team realizes they might have just doomed themselves. Where isn't doomed, though, is the expansion of the lime team. Because they keep expanding. Okay, so now these guys expand. So, yeah, I paused the video, and now these guys expand up and take this and this. The Middle East is really getting filled up. The Middle East is getting filled up, and what else is filled up is the claimed land. Is getting claimed up is the claimed land. And immediately these guys take this island because they feel like it'll have future importance. They say, trust me, dude, it'll have so much future importance. And yeah, those guys also led the exploration up here. These guys have a lot of land to expand on, too, so they actually just take their time with their expansion because these guys don't want to show signs of being this non-nice, people-friendly regime. Though the rest of the world's people-friendliness is low, 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 low. Honestly, them and Cyprus are the only two people-friendly countries in this world, really. And now just look at this. So this is the area of each country. These guys are smallest. 2,000 and 800. No, 2,000. Yeah, that's like 3,800. Like, sorry, 3,800 size. Yeah, these are. I just found it interesting to do the size comparison for each country. No, anyways, these guys find it that they are probably going to expand up and north and east. As these guys also don't want to neglect any people, like, in their country. Like, honestly, the Orange team neglected most of their population. It took years to destabilize them because it's probably limited like 5 years between the first and second episodes, and that's a lot of time. The rise of China took a while, and China's expansion like takes place while these events are happening, but there's just like a 5 year gap where nothing happens. The like tensions getting real bad, bloody. These guys, yeah, and these guys developing themselves, and the blue team developing down into this really bad stability. Because before, these guys were Mesopotamia was actually a really good stability, a dark green stability. So they lost it. And now, one thing that's going to happen that will be of significant importance for this series is this being discovered, but there's no one here. The red team didn't land here. No one landed here. The blue team definitely didn't land here. No one landed here. The lime team couldn't land there. So who landed here? No one. Well, this is now a new country and a new civilization that will expand in the future, and I will expand upon it at a later date. Yeah. So I'm just gonna look at the length of this episode. So yeah, that was the second to last thing in this episode. The last thing in this episode is going to be a multi-episode event. It's going to be, well, this is going to start up in the next episode. The Colonial Revolution in the Lime Team. It doesn't have provinces, so I'm just gonna say it, rebels. And these organized rockets. Yeah, so this is chaotic. And we'll see the end of this battle happen in the next episode. But for now, that is the end of today's episode. Well, first, I'm going to say why they're rebelling. Because the Lime Country, boop, has neglected them. Their country has been neglected. Sad face. They're neglected. Boo-hoo. And what happened here is the Lime team is a monarchy, and they got it. And knew they had the leader had two kids, this girl and this boy, and this boy was born first. And the girl went over here and was mad because basically she's got spoiled by the king, and now it didn't work out, and she is rebelling. And a bunch of people who like her are on this island, and they feel neglected, and she's aiding their movement to be a figurehead. She's trying to be the figurehead of this movement. Yeah, that was a thumbs up. She gives her thumbs up to the movement and personally says she supports it. So now, in the next episode, which thing do you think is going to happen? A, the purple team does nothing. B, these guys also do nothing. Or C, these guys do go and become a big country, just not a strong one. Comment down below. Okay, and alright, so oh wait, I forgot to talk about the uploads, my upload schedule. So my upload schedule is going to be a Saturday, Sunday videos, and Wednesday videos. Okay, now I'm going to be ending this video. Goodbye, everyone. See you in the next episode of Wixo.